All right, so we're back here on another episode of Off the Market. My name is Gardner Briscoe, and this is track one once again. I have a special guest here with me. I mean, me and this guy go way back. He is a very good guy. I would consider him a friend of mine in this industry. So let's get right to it. Introduce my man, 100 grand, right? The credit repair specialist, the owner of Trinity Solutions. Pretty sure you've seen him everywhere, events-wise, vending at places. He's just always the life of the party in a good way. And this is someone that I use personally, and I also, introduce him to my clients. But without further ado, we got my man, Drew Smith. What's going on?
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you finally getting me on camera here.
Yeah,
I finally get to be part of your shenanigans. I love it.
Been a long day too, but we made it happen.
Yes,
Man. Happy to have you. So we have you here. Track one is about don't stop till you get approved, right? So we're going to be going through something you specialize in the most, which is credit. And people need that in order to, most people need that in order to buy homes, right?
Yeah.
So just going to ask you a few questions about, the credit, how does that work in the buyer's favor, things that they need to do. But first and foremost, tell the people a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, all I've done for all my life is tell people what to do with their money. How shocking. Started out as a broker. Went from there to collection agencies.
Yeah.
Wound up doing that for about 16 years. Owned them, ran them, managed them, bought debt for a little bit of time. I was the bad guy for a long time, basically.
Oh, man.
But now I'm old. You see, I can't fight. I can't chase anybody down. So I got to be a good guy. So for the last 8 years, what I've been doing is, I've opened up Trinity Solutions, and we preach and teach about the value of good credit, how to get it, and more importantly, what to do with it once you got it.
All right, well, look, we're off to a good start already, man. You knocked out the first question already, all right? So how long have you had Trinity Solutions as a company?
Well, I'd say I've been doing credit repair, let's just put it that way, since 2016. Trinity has been since, 8 years ago. Let's do the math. So I guess 17 or 18.
All right.
And yeah, that's it. That's my bread and butter, man. I love it, man. I'm the credit guy now.
Yeah.
Got a nice brick and mortar in scenic Trenton, New Jersey. I have people that walk in. Hey, it's the credit guy. Hey, go talk to Credit Drew. Go see Uncle Drew. And it is what it is. They walk in, and I like the fact that it's face to face what I'm doing. There's so much internet. There's so much all this. I'm still one of the last bastions where you can walk in, have a seat, have a conversation, and learn a little something about your credit. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, man, I think that sets me apart.
So from the buyer's perspective, why would you say fixing your credit is so important when it comes to applying for, a mortgage?
Why not? This is the biggest thing that most people buy in their lives is their home, right? If you know that credit is how they're judging you, all right? If you have a low credit score, you're riskier. That's all your credit score is, a measure of how risky you are. Why would you not get yourself in the best possible light before you go buy the biggest purchase of your life? A couple points here or there might save you tens of thousands over the course of the mortgage. So, yeah, of course, get yourself in the best possible light before you go approve. And
I like how you just broke that down very simple as just naming it risky.
That's all it is.
That's how, they approach. Okay. All right. So what's the first thing you look for when someone comes to you and says, hey, Drew, I need some help. I want to buy a home, but my credit is in the basement. What's the first thing you look for?
Well, the first thing I look for is let's look at the credit report.
Yeah.
You want me to be a credit doctor? Well, let's have a credit x-ray. All right. We'll look at the report, and I try to break everything down as simple as possible to everybody. I can be as detailed with it, or I can make it really simple and give you some stories on how you'll remember it, and so you know how to walk to get your credit right. I don't care if you're looking for a house, you're looking for a car, business, whatever it is that you're trying to do. If it requires your funding and I have to get you fundable, I have to make you less risky, I break it down to this. All it boils down to is your 3 C's, A, B, C. What are the C's? I'm glad you asked. First thing you got to do is we got to make sure you're current on everything. Makes sense? Makes sense. And I turn it around to the people. I say, listen, let's pretend you're the bank. All right? Don't come out with your hands out like this. You're the bank. And I'm going to make you understand why this is so important. If I come to you saying, hey, I'd like 400,000 of your finest dollars, but you look at my credit report and you see I'm 30 days late on my car note, do you feel comfortable giving me some money, knowing that I can't handle what's on my plate right now? Probably not. So remember, my job is to make you look less risky. So let's make sure everything that you have is current first. All right? Second C, credit card utilization. That's a huge one. Okay? Your credit card utilization is a real fancy way of saying what percentage of all your credit cards are you using right now. Okay? Example. And that's how they chose to see if you're living within your means or not. I'll say it like that. If you have a $1,000 credit card, I have a $1,000 credit card. Okay? You went out to dinner yesterday, you put $100 on it. You still have 90% of your credit available. Good job. Briscoe, you're doing fine. You know why? The credit company looks at it and says, well, you know what? He still has 90% of his credit available. He's only using 10%. He obviously has enough cash flow to be able to not lean on that credit or that credit card so hard. All right, he doesn't need to lean on it. He hasn't had any emergencies that have come up and caused him to have to use that card so hard. Good for you. That's not risky behavior. But me, I had to come see you. So I'd have some shirts made with my name on them. I had to get some new pairs to put on. I charge $999.99 on my card. Mine's is maxed. That's red flag material, all right? Every 10% on average that you revolve your credit cards to the next month, that drops about 10 FICO points off your score. So if I've maxed mine out, that's 100%. That's about 100 points. That's a red flag. Why does Drew need to lean on his credit card so hard just to get by? I don't feel comfortable giving you this $400,000 for this house. So one of the quickest ways to get your score up, I make sure that your credit utilization is under control. Okay? What if I don't have any? What if you don't have any credit cards?
Right.
Well, now you got a 0 for 30% of your score. That counts for 30% of what makes up your credit score. So if you don't have anything, that's a big 0. We got to make sure that they know you so that they know how to judge you. So I'll make sure you get something. That's part of credit building. But, if we can get you a smaller non-secured card, great. If we can have Rich Aunt Melba as an authorized user, great. If we have to get you a secured card, all right, super fine, whatever. But we'll get you something in that second C so that you can show yourself in the best possible light. Okay. And the third C is collections. That's what everybody thinks credit repair is. We're going to take care of the bad stuff.
Right.
You see, that's the third thing. There's 2 other things you're supposed to do before you even start really worrying about that. All right. But the collections is me yelling at bill collectors for you. We see if these debts are valid. We see if they can prove the debt. If they are, my job is to negotiate to get them to the lowest possible number, but more importantly, to get them to delete off your credit report so you get your points added back. Okay? If you know that those are the 3 C's and you follow along in order with them, you're never going to have a problem getting financed for anything.
All right, so let's go through the 3 C's again. So the first one was current. All right. Second one?
Credit card utilization.
Credit card utilization. And the third one?
Collections. 3 C's. That's it.
Look, there you have it.
I'll try to make it easy.
Big Drew in the building. Also, so I know this is something that some of my buyers ask as well. What credit report do you actually check and report to?
Okay, good question. Here's a fun fact: the one that we check is when your mortgage lender uses. That's it. All right. There are about 10. Well, I'll just leave it at that. There are more than 10 scoring models. All right. You have, and depending on who's pulling your report, is going to depend on what scoring model you get.
Okay.
All right. If your credit card will come out, they'll take a look at your data, they'll pull it, and they'll give you a number that's important to them. All right. According to your credit card company, what's important to me is these criteria. Here, that's a FICO 8. Okay. Your mortgage lender wants to take a peek at your report. They take the same data, they look at it, and they'll give you a FICO 5. because this is judged on what's important to me.
Okay.
Your car dealer may do it a FICO 2, or a FICO, your insurance company may do it a FICO 4. You may go on Credit Karma at 3 o'clock in the morning, and they'll give you a Vantage score. Why? Because that's what they give you.
Right.
All right. What's important is the data. Okay. Normally, your broker may use either a FICO 5, they may use a 2, they may use a 4. Depends on which model they use. All right. So if you say, which one do we use? Doesn't matter. I just look at your data, and if we get your data in the right spot, all boats rise.
All right. Yeah. Sounds good. Mm-hmm. Makes my job a little bit easier when I'm talking to people.
Yeah, man.
All right. So do you mind explain, I guess, the difference between credit repair and credit building, and how both matter when trying to get approved?
Sure. Credit repair, all right, is taking care of that old Verizon account you forgot about from 2022, those old COVID credit cards, these negatives that are sitting there. All right, how do we repair it? Well, we got to get rid of the bad. That's quote unquote what everybody thinks repair is. All right. Is it necessary? Sure. You have a client that comes in and they only have this one little issue on their report. Everything else is rock solid. Great. Yeah. Get that done. We've repaired your credit. That stands behind credit building, because credit building is really what I enjoy. All right. You can get rid of the bad stuff, but if you don't have any positive things on your report, what have you really done? You're still not going to be shining in the best possible light. Okay. Your credit report is just a piece of it. I like to build your credit profile. All right. So that includes, we got to make sure you have all the pillars. Revolving credit. We want to make sure you have installment loans on there. Everything that's on your credit report, we may look at the inquiries. We may look at age of credit. All the little 5 pillars that make up your credit report or your credit score, we touch on to build them, to make sure you have a profile that makes sense, that's fundable. Okay. I'll give you a short story. My daughters, I needed that, have great credit, awesome credit. Why?
They better.
Because, yeah, they better. How about that? That's a testimony to me. But it is a testimony to me. If I give them my credit cards, they'll eat me out of house, they'll buy me out of house and home. They're terrible. But I added them to cards when they went into school, in high school. So now they have a really long history. I've added them to cards, and their score is great. But it's a hollow number, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
Kind of empty.
Right. You can have a 780 score, and it's all daddy's authorized users, and that's it. Somebody that has a solid 680 might get approved for something that my daughters wouldn't, because they've shown that they've actually used their credit over years, and they've actually paid things back, and they have more of a varied file. You've got some school loans, you got a mortgage, you got a car note you paid off, you got your credit cards for years. So it's not always about the number, it's about the whole profile. So when you're doing credit building, that's what you're really taking into consideration. That's what you're really trying to do.
Now, how long would it usually take, say somebody comes to you and they're 50 points short of getting a 620, which will qualify them for a FHA loan and all of the grants, right? Mm-hmm. How long would it usually take for them to be able to get up 50 to 100 points?
All depends on what the problem that's holding them down is. Okay, everybody's different. Everybody's credit report's a snowflake. No, if you come to me and I look at your report, and the main problem is, all right, you knew you were getting a house. Somebody told you got to get a credit card. You went out and got a little $300 credit card, awesome, and you ran it up, but you've been making your payments because that's what they told you to do, and that's awesome, but you still have high utilization. Mm-hmm. Nothing else on your report, just that. This is so common. We'll pull a report, and I'll give you this look, and I'll say, who told you to get this? And they'll give me the story. Here's what I want you to do. Pick up the phone, call Capital One or whomever it is, and ask them, when I pay this little $289 off of this $300 card off, when will you report to my credit bureau? I will do it on the 28th. Okay, that's a couple days from now. Go pay your credit card. Come see me on the 29th. Oh my goodness, Mr. Drew, I got 80 points. I know. Because you overutilized the card. Yeah. And now we learned, because we went through the C's, we know that you need to keep your balances low. Yes, thank you. Great. Go ahead on. You're good. That's not even a charge. What would I charge? I didn't do anything for you. So if it's something as simple as credit card utilization, It can happen as soon as the credit card company reports it. Literally 3 days is something. All right. If it's a situation where you have an account from my favorite, Portfolio Recovery, all right, on there. They bought your Capital One. I'm gonna stay with Capital One. They bought your Capital One card, and now they put it on your credit report. Okay. Well, you owe them 500. I'm gonna make them take 250 and delete it. Well, that won't come off your credit report until 30 days after you pay it. So you're asking me how long it's gonna take? I'll turn around and ask how quick can you pay that account off. So there's that. If it's something, this is something very common. Student loan lates have been killing people lately. Mm-hmm. Okay. If you check your credit report, all of a sudden you see a 90-day late pop up out of somewhere. Oh my goodness, what is this? That's murderous. That's a 100-point drop in your score, if not more. Well, challenging a late, that may take a little bit longer, right? Because it's not a clear-cut situation. We have to petition this, we have to dispute that. They have to get back in touch with us, so on and so forth. That might take 30, 60, 90 days. Who knows? All right. But the things that are simple, your actions give it a reply, meaning pay this or do that, 30-day time frame, 45-day time frame. Okay. It can really happen that quickly. You just have to know what to pay, what not to pay, and more importantly, how to negotiate it.
So it's really case-by-case basis.
Case by case.
All right. And by the way, this episode of Off the Market is sponsored by Capital One.
They better get in on this.
So I know you've probably seen a lot in your time doing this, right? And I know you came across a lot of things that may not be true. Mm-hmm. But what are some of the biggest myths or lies, so to speak, that you can repeat about, credit?
Like I said, how much time do we have? There's
probably some crazy ones. I know
there are quite a few. I won't even get into a couple of them. People come into my office all the time. Like I said, I see them at events. They'll come pop in. And I'll ask questions. Even after I go through, here's what the truth is. Here's how it works. I saw this app. I saw it on TikTok. I wish they would blow TikTok. I saw this app on there, and they say 2 days you can get 100 points added to your score. I almost made the young lady leave my office. What did we just talk about? That doesn't exist. If it sounds too good to be true, it's absolutely incorrect. You know the basics of how credit works. There's no app or no magic letter or anything that can do something like that that's going to instantaneously give you 100 points in 2 days. Never mind in 2 days, all right? If that was the case, I think everyone would have an 850, right? If you just write a magic letter, send it off and dispute it. I'm going to click it on Credit Karma and dispute it. It's going to go away. Everyone would have an 850, all right? That's not the case. Here's another one. Oh, well, wait a minute. They sold the account. It's a charge-off. That means I don't owe it anymore. No. All a charge-off is a tax statement for the company. Just means they wrote you from here and put you over here. Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean you don't owe the account anymore. It's written in your contract that nobody ever reads because they, you're just happy to get the credit. When the account was sold, they can't do this to me. Again, we go back to that contract. Yeah. It's in there. They have the right to sell the account. They can do whatever they love to do with it. That's legit. All right. Yes, the collection agency can call you. They called my family. That's illegal. Yes, they're allowed one time to call. So there's so many different things. You just all the answers are right there. FCRA, it's a big book. It tells you the rules of everything that credit goes through. It's never changed. The rules are right in there. Okay.
You want people to read, Drew?
Nobody does. I know. Nobody reads anymore. I know. We read. We read for you. We'll read for you. But if there's something that is incorrect, we've read to find that out too. All right. So if there's a situation, like I said, I ran agencies. I'm not going to tell on myself, but there's a lot of gray area that goes on in agencies. There's a lot of ways you can find little minutiae in there. You just have to know, again, what the rules and the laws are. Right. But the basics, yes, they can call you. Yes, they can sell your account. No, you can't just write a letter and get 100 points. No, that the app that says it'll give you 100 points tomorrow is an absolute lie. Learn the basics of credit. It really is those 3 C's. You do that, you'll be fine.
Don't get yourself in trouble. Please don't. Don't listen to them financial gurus online. Like Drew said, TikTok, all of the things that seem magical. Mm-hmm. really not magical. It's not gonna work. So follow the 3 C's. Most importantly, call Drew. Blow Drew up.
Blow me up.
Get in contact with him. So for buyers that are trying to obtain, a mortgage to get pre-approved to buy a home, do you have any advice as far as credit building? Is it certain cards that you kind of go to as far as secured cards to build it, or?
Yes, and all right. Here's my thing. As you can see, I'm an old guy, gray hair here. I've been doing this since before all the apps and this and that. Are there cards that I'll give you? Of course there are. If you're in an absolute terrible situation and we can't get you a baseline, good old-fashioned unsecured card, yes, you can go to Open Sky. You can go to Self Lender. There's a ton of little apps that'll help you. I can remember back in the day, though, you know what you used to do? You send them to your bank. You got a bank, don't you? You're buying a house. You probably have a bank. Your own bank can even do this for you. Mm-hmm. All right, it doesn't have to be some miraculous app in the internet somewhere. Go to your bank and say, hey, I'd like to open up a secured card. Here's $200 of my dollars. Would you give me a card? Sure. Now you look at your credit report, instead of Bob's magic credit card, you actually have a real bank's name on your credit report. And it has a little bit extra credibility. Okay. Same thing with well, I need something that shows that I have a loan. Great. You can go to your old-fashioned bank and get a pledge loan. Things along those lines. It doesn't have to be all the new tech. Everyone loves the new tech. I'll gladly give you the new tech. Sometimes the new tech is faster, but the old tech works too. So.
Old school Drew for y'all.
Old school Drew.
Old school Drew.
Old school Chevy.
All right, so we're coming down to the end of this a little bit. So just want to ask you some quick questions. Let me know how you feel about it. All right, so what's worse, a high credit usage or late payment?
Oh, late payment. Late payment. You can always just pay off a credit card like that.
Yeah.
Late payment, that's hard to get rid of.
Is it true that checking your credit score lowers it?
There's an incorrect statement. You're allowed to check your own credit score 1,000 times if you'd like to. All right, it's your right. It's a soft pull. You won't have a problem. You carry a hard pull when you're going to someone who's trying to give you services or property. That's a hard pull. But you're allowed to check your own credit score as many times as you like. Doesn't hurt you at all.
What's one thing people can do right now today to boost their score fast, besides call you?
Besides call me? Oh, that's it. That was what I was going to say. An actionable step, the easiest and fastest way of getting something done. Pay your credit cards down. Keep your utilization low. Everybody says 30% is it. I like to keep you 10% or under. All right? That's the quickest and fastest way of moving your score either up or down. So be cognizant of your credit card usage, and that's the quickest way to keep yourself out of trouble.
Does paying off collections help or hurt your score?
It depends.
Talk to us. That's not
now. There's a difference between collections and charge-offs, and this is where people get a little bit of knowledge, and it goes a different way with it. I hear a lot of times, never pay a collection, never. Well, if it's going to delete if you pay it and give you your points back, pay it. Why wait for it to get sold again somewhere else, sold again somewhere else, sold again somewhere else? Pay it if it's going to come off. Now, if it's a situation when we call and negotiate, because we do this for every account, if we call and negotiate and they're not going to remove it if it's paid, well, now we have a decision. Okay, we can try to challenge the item for inaccuracies on the credit report and get it removed that way. Or, not for nothing, I like to say when you're buying a home, it's a very transformative time in your life. I love to see people move forward into their new house and leave all the old stuff in the behind. So maybe we will do it, if nothing more than that, for peace of mind. Mm-hmm. Right, so that you can say, I bought a house and I don't owe anybody anything. But the answer to the question is, it depends. All right? If you're able to get it removed, pay it 100% of the time.
All right. So last one. Philadelphia Eagles or Dallas Cowboys?
This is the time for me to go. I'm getting up.
Neither?
How dare you insult me like that? Birds all day, bro. Birds all day.
We gotta check you. You wearing the blue.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Look,
I understand.
I'm pretty sure, a few years back, you and Emmitt Smith was probably like twins.
We was about the same size. Yeah, we was about the same size. Long time ago. Nah, man. Birds all day. Go birds.
All right. Final statement here. If you could leave us with a gem or something, for the people, send them off nicely.
Send them off, right? Give something that rhymes. Everybody deserves a second chance at finance. All right. Learn your 3 C's. Learn how to walk in the world. If you have any issues or problems, come see me. We'll get you right.
And how can everybody find you?
Oh, I'm all over the internet somewhere. I guess the kids put me on.
That's true.
TrinitySolutionsUSA.com. That's the website. I think I'm Drew FICO Pro on Instagram. And just look for my handsome face on Facebook. It's just Drew Smith. You'll find me. All right.
And reach out to me because I'm definitely going to connect you with Drew every time.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do that as well. But thank you, man. I definitely appreciate you coming through, dropping some knowledge. You enlighten me as well. And it's always a pleasure kicking it with you, man. So thank you. I
appreciate you, man.
And this is yours, too.
I can have
never got a chance to give you one. So
come on now. Come on.
In
I
the flesh,
appreciate
man.
you, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you, man.
No problem. Appreciate you.